Hi guys! Okay, before I do the intro, because I'll get asked, probably, yes, I'm in my bed. Yes, I'm only filming this like 2 hours before I post the video. Whatever. Who cares? Okay, now that that's out the way. I'm a worm, you're a worm, and this is the Stocks. Okay, so, once again, I'm trying a new video style. Woohoo! I'm really like unlocking my inner woman saying stuff in front of a whiteboard. Minus the whiteboard. Maybe at some point I'll get a budget for it, but right now. Anyway, if you couldn't tell from that, I'm doing all the title. I'm doing a mini deep dive. And by mini, I really do mean like mini. It's gonna be like less analysis and deep criticism, more my own thoughts and opinions with like some facts to back up what I'm saying. I do actually quite like looking into things deeply. But like I said, I'm just not one of those people who likes to see everyone else's opinions really. I like to just see the thing myself and come up with my own. So if you're looking for like the correct opinion, this probably isn't the video for you. This is just my thoughts on it. And I thought it was like a fun like way to show my interests and also um I don't know what I'm showing actually. I'm just showing you my interest really. Hot Wheels. um uh, Speaking of Hot Wheels, I will say I am kind of biased because I own a lot of Hot Wheels. Clip now. And I own 0 Labubus. I do own a Fuggler, which I do love, and he is my son. His name is John Cena, Violet Jr. His name changes a lot. I just like add a random thing onto the end because I think it's funny. Okay, so I actually think I'm just gonna get straight into it. My first point, comfort. I feel like people don't really bring this part up a lot, that sometimes things don't really have to have like a deep meaning. They can just like bring you comfort to bring you comfort. Like I have pocket Hot Wheels, which are basically cars you take out of the box and you keep in your pocket or your bag or something like that. You just take them with you everywhere, because it makes you feel more like secure. Same with my Fuggler. It's on a little keychain, so I just put that on my bag and it comes with me everywhere. It's like a type of reassurance that makes you feel better just like day to day. Amazing. Great. The big issue starts when you start buying too many of them. Now, I personally already think I've crossed the line with Hot Wheels with buying too many because basically it gets to a point where you're not buying them because it brings you comfort anymore, but because it gives you like this quick hit of dopamine. So think of it like this. This thing makes me happy, so if I keep buying it, it'll keep making me happy. And you just basically become addicted to this like this quick hit dopamine you're getting. And with something like Hot Wheels, they're pretty cheap. Price wise, they're like £2 roughly on average. So it's like £2 for happiness. Sign me up. You know what I mean? So it can be hard to like justify, like unjustify it to yourself, being like, well, it's only £2, but that's £2. You know, you could be spending that on other stuff. When I really think about it, I think, I haven't counted in a while, but I think it's about 60 normal Hot Wheels. So that's roughly £120 on Hot Wheels. And then I also have some monster trucks and some packs. Monster trucks tend to be like £10 and packs tend to be about 8. It depends what you're getting, really. Big range. Not as big as LABUBUS though. I will talk about the LABUBUS. Okay, so I went on a bit of a rant here. It is like to do with the video, but it was like a little bit further off, but I'm keeping it in because I think it's a good point. I'm not trying to say it's bad to find joy in these small things. It's just bad when you start replacing like the joy of just like human experience and connections with this thing, because it's easier to get. It's like the small gained joys. And in a world like this, it is really hard not to fall into it. Like, it's food as well, really. Like, oh, this pack of sweets, £1, it's gonna make me happy. It's food. I'm fueling myself, why not? And then it becomes a bad habit of like always buying the sweets, not eating actual food. You know, I've done that before lots of times. I'm really bad with eating properly because I don't want to eat food if it doesn't bring me like joy, but I also don't want to have to put in the effort to make the food. Um, I am quite lucky that, well, I don't know if it's lucky actually, but instead of like being like, okay, I'll order something because I'm really price conscious, I hate like buying stuff, which is really weird when you think about how many Hot Wheels I have. Um, I just like will go, okay, I'll just won't eat. It's not good, I know, but we all have our like little things that we don't know how to stop them because it's so like ingrained in society for like these things to just be normal. And they're not normal. Well, they are normal, but they're not normal to like um to keep going, you know, to be an ongoing thing. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about moving on from that, kind of. It's kind of connected. But moving on to the price part, like I said, Hot Wheels on average are about £2. Well, £1.50 to like £2.50. Um, and that's just like your standard Hot Wheels. Um, but Labubus for like your, I'm gonna say the standard Labubu is like a blind box Labubu. And those can be from like 14 to £18. I'm using like prices from the actual stores, like Mattel, well, like Entertainer, Toy Store, and then what's the one for Pop Mart? Yeah, instead of like looking online and stuff because the things can get screwed a lot if you do that because it's like they kind of make up their own prices. But those are just for like the standard. So like if we completely ignore the collab if we completely ignore the collaborative ones or like the special edition or unique ones, then there's still like quite a big price gap within Hot Wheels and the Boo Boos. But if we do actually talk about like the unique special edition ones, they're price wise they are quite similar. Um, it is quite a big range for Hot Wheels. You can get like special edition ones for like £30. This is just one Hot Wheel, all the way up to like £100. And this is from like actual stores again, not like secondhand, because secondhand can go crazy high for both of these. So I'm just talking about store because it's just too confusing if I have to be like, but this is just kind of what someone's made up and not like a, you know. So, and then Labubus can go from £80 to £220 from what I can see on the website. Um, the like £220 ones are for anniversary Labubus, which why? But whatever, you know, whatever. See, my main issue is, and I do sound very biased of Hot Wheels here. I know they're both bad, by the way. Logically, yeah. Is that to me, Hot Wheels are a toy, and you can use them as a toy. Labubu's less so. Um, I know for me personally, like I said, I do keep mine in boxes, apart from my pocket Hot Wheels that I'll take everywhere with me. Um, so when they're like kept in boxes, I think they're equally as bad as each other, honestly, because it's just something to have. When if you have like a few, it's fine, but like it's just honestly collections to me are kind of one of those really strange things that's accepted in society when they kind of shouldn't be. And it's I know it's like people are just trying to find joy in times where it's hard to find joy. But when you like start accepting stuff just because it's like, well, the world's never gonna change, then it becomes harder for the world to change. And I totally get it. I'm probably not gonna stop getting Hot Wheels. And I'm probably not gonna ever say stop collecting this thing you love to someone. I'm just saying that we all are part of the problem basically. But my main thing is that with like Labubus, it is the price thing where there's like a lot more expensive just for the standard one Labubu. It's really funny to talk about actually. unlike Hot Wheels, they're a lot cheaper, which could make you like inclined to buy more of them as well, which isn't great. But you know, I do think if you're going to collect something, if it's a lot cheaper, under £5, then I'm like more happy in my head to be like, yeah, that's okay. But I do understand that can also make people go, well, it's so cheap, I might as well just keep getting and getting. But I also do think like Hot Wheels have more use to them, and also Hot Wheels will have more of a chance of being like still a thing in 100 years, and like Labubus will be like just like old media, you know. Which actually brings me on to the nostalgia part of it slash popularity. I'm gonna just combine the two. Um, Hot Wheels were created in 1968 by Mattel, while Labubu's first the creature, so the little monster, was created in 2015 by okay, I didn't write it down, so their name's here. But then they did a collaboration with Pop Mart, which is like the people who made the toys, and when it became like a worldwide thing in 2019. I actually don't think it became like popular in 2019, but that's when they did the collab. I think I started hearing about the Boo-Boos 2022. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that sounds right. So obviously, Hot Wheels have been around a lot longer, and honestly, for something to be around for, let me do my maths, 58 years. Yeah, 58 years is pretty impressive, and to stay as popular as it was, um, is it's good. I think they have let's see, 50 million, no, 500 million sales per year of Hot Wheels. Labubus have about 100 million sales per year. A crazy amount, but like one's clearly getting more. And I do think part of it is because Hot Wheels just hold more nostalgia as well, which also links to having more comfort for someone. Because it reminds you of like a more simpler time. Personally, that's why I have Hot Wheels. I love them for that. Yeah, I've never really, I can't really get into the Labubu thing because of, honestly, for me, it's just the price. I can't justify it in my head. That's why I have a Fugler instead. This just sounds like I'm an ad for Fugler. I'm not, but hey, Fugler, sponsor me. I can Fugler. Anyway, okay, so yeah, that's why I have a Fugler, because my Fugler cost me £5. I'm a lot happier spending that. Okay, so I'm gonna interject here because I went on like a big ramble, and I just basically kept saying the same thing over and over again, trying to get my point across. But the point was just really like confusing for me to get across because like I wrote it down, but then I got confused about what I wrote down to like try and say it. So anyway, I'm just gonna say it now to make it a little easier. Basically, what I'm saying is that to me, Hot Wheels have a use and they have meaning and nostalgia and comfort, and the price is really cheap, you know, and they've been around for a really long time. So it makes sense to me why people would have more of an urge to collect them and get a lot of them. Unlike with Labubus, they haven't been around very long. They're not like they're not really cheap. There's not tons of comfort to them other than like kind of how a teddy bear has comfort, and they don't really have a use apart from like a little bit of a style thing. But to me, that goes, well, I'm just gonna get one or two, not a full collection. So yeah, that's basically the point. I just got too rambly, so I'm cutting in here. Most blind box Labubus are like keychains, so they are go in your bag. They go in your bag, which again, like I said, that's fine. It's just like I really can't compute in my head why people will get like 50 Labubus other than for trends. It's popular, so people want to have it. And I've never really understood that. this could just be like a me thing, like I'm not understanding people, but I don't really understand like trends and stuff. Um, because I'm like, well, what if I just like hate this in 5 years or something? Like, I don't want something that I'm gonna have to get rid of. If I buy something, I want to like potentially be able to keep it for the rest of my life, unless it's food. I'm gonna eat that. Um, but like, even when I'm buying clothes, I'm like, okay, I want this to last me 20 years. I want it to be on my body until I'm dead. Like, I don't want to have to buy something and then have to rebuy it again in a year. Like, it makes no sense to me. Um, so it's just like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'd actually really love to hear people's opinions on this, because this is just like my rambling version of opinions. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that collecting things is human, really. It's just human. Repetitivity is human. But it shouldn't be something so accepted, because it can also be like harmful and dangerous, because people can get addicted, especially when it comes to money, and like they're spending all their money on this when they could be spending it on more important, urgent things. Yeah, basically that's the sum of the whole video. I don't think Hot Wheels are especially great to collect, and I don't think Labubus are great to collect, but I do think there is like a good ground where you can have one Labubu and you can buy a pack of Hot Wheels to play with, and then keep the box as nice art or something. That's fine, you know. But there is just like a line that gets crossed a lot, and I've obviously crossed it with my Hot Wheels as well. Um, but yeah. Okay, so I do know I rambled there a lot. I will try to get better with like my speaking and pronunciation stuff, but I feel like putting videos out there and just going basically um will help me a lot, just to like keep speaking without going all the time, or you know, actually being able to pronounce words properly. So for these like first videos I'm doing, I'm not expecting like tons of views, but I am hoping that people can give me feedback, and I do hope these videos in the long run will help me with like confidence and speaking. But I just want to end this by saying thank you to everyone who's watching this, who's liked it, who's subscribed to me. It really means a lot. I actually didn't think I'd get like any subscribers when I started this, so being at like, I don't know what, I have like 50 now, it makes me very happy. So thank you. I hope you like this style of video, because I really like making this style of video, and I'll probably be doing it again, so expect that. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for now, so bye worms!